That's right. This is not the first time these teams have faced off against one another this year. Texas with the win in that game, 186-98 over Puget. So I think Puget's looking for a little redemption here today.
And when we start things off here on the jam line, it will be Lucky Charmer for Texas, and that is Scott Slamilton for Puget. Puget, a pretty versatile team. They'll throw out all kinds of different combinations. And they've got ever-dangerous, versatile Quadzilla. You never know where he's going to end up on the track. So with 30 minutes on the clock, we are underway here, our second quarterfinal matchup of the day. And the jam has begun. Oh, a quick inside move there by Scott Slamilton. Easily gets lead jammer for Puget Sound. And he's already back around very quickly as Lucky Charmer has been recycled to the front straightaway. Lucky Charmer tries to go inside, fights his way forward, and does get free for a scoring pass here for Puget Sound. Scott Slamilton. He looks to the outside, touches his hips as he gets edged out there by Uncle Jesse McNasty and calls the jam off. 3 points on the board there for Puget Sound. Festive crowd there in the background, already excited for this one. They have been pumped up all day long. Lots of exciting action. Very quick jam there as we see our first jam of the contest here for Fancy Pants for Puget Sound, and that will be Dr. Feelgood for Texas. Looks like the penalty box has got someone in there. Devil's Reject, can you see who we got over there for Puget?
I do believe that is Nugget, number 24K for Puget Sound.
He was banned. Jam underway here. And Dr. Feelgood pushes to the front, gets knocked down there. He is now facing 3 Puget blockers as he gets to turn 2. Stands up against Quadzilla, goes one-on-one, and fights forward, spins around. Lead jammer, Texas. So Fancy Pants still trying to fight away on the far straightaway here. He gets to go to turn 3. Already Dr. Feelgood is around and is in scoring position here. First chance for points on the board for Texas. Fancy Pants does get out, no pass, no penalty. He is free. Dr. Feelgood takes a tumble as he runs into the leg of a Puget Sound blocker, and he'll get 4 points. Texas takes the lead. Early lead change here with 8 minutes to go here in the first half.
That's right. Coming back into this, we're going to see Tip in that Derby Elite penalty box, starting off for Team Texas, 1 blocker down.
So the penalty box has a name. I had no idea. Thank you for that, Devil's Reject.
That's right. We got to keep the lights on.
We do.
We do. Pay the bills.
Out there for Texas on the jam line is the enabler, and that is Corporal Punishment for Puget Sound. As we mentioned, just one in the box. That is the pivot there for Texas. Jam is underway. Back and forth action, battling both sides. Solid pack work. Great defense here. Very aggressive from both sides. Lots of hits and misses there for Puget. Goes to the outside. Does Texas Jammer, the enabler, and he gets sent out between turns 1 and 2. So too does Corporal Punishment for Puget. So both jammers will reset, and they are in the between turns 1 and 2 battling it out. Into the inside goes, and lead jammer there goes to Puget's Corporal Punishment. Second lead jam here for Puget. Enabler is out of the pack for Texas. Oh, a big hole opened up there for Corporal Punishment. He takes the outside, gets edged out, calls the jam off. Picks up 3 points. So another lead change there, Devil's Reject.
That's right. It looks like we've got Uncle Jesse McNasty starting off in the penalty box alongside Michael Jensen for Puget Sound here. He will be joined again by Tip number 5, the team captain for Texas.
So we have to keep an eye on that one. That's a second trip early on there for the team captain. 6-4 in favor of Puget early on. And out there for Puget Sound, second jam of this contest is Scott Slamilton against Buster, his first jam for Texas. Buster will get sent to the inside as Scott Slamilton works ahead against just 2 blockers for Texas. They do a good job of slowing him down, though, pushing him out on the far straightaway. Both jammers now attacking there. Inside move, though. Lead jammer Texas is Buster. So Scott Slamilton does his magic on the outside, gets low and gets fast, gets clear. Scoring pass here for Texas as both these teams are trading blows. And Buster will touch his hips and call this one off. I believe that's the 4-point pass there. So, I feel like beating a dead horse here, Devil's Reject. We have another lead change. Oh, no, we don't have a lead change. I'm sorry. It was only 3 points. So just 3 points. So it's 8-7 in favor of Puget Sound.
Very close here, nearly 5 minutes in. Very low points so far in the game. 8-7, Puget Sound leading with 1 solid point.
Well, both sides are able to get their jammers out, and that's pulling these off very quickly. Fancy Pants out there for Puget Sound, and that is Lucky Charmer. And a quick lead jam there for Puget Sound. Fancy Pants. He is out very fast and very fancy. As a reset there for the Texas Jammer, he gets edged out there by Quadzilla and Ryrod. And has to go back to battle there, so too does Fancy Pants. He's now in turn 2. On the far straightaway, packs are together. Jammers are battling right there. No progress for either side as the physical walls of both these teams are being very effective. But finally, battling his way through for the first scoring pass there is Fancy Pants. He gets the 5 in the sky for Puget Sound. Continued effort there by Puget Sound on the turn 3. For Lucky Charmer, his no luck getting past these walls as he's just fought his way to really absolutely no progress and gets recycled again. Good job of Texas, though, to work over, at least try to slow down Fancy Pants to some extent. They continue to recover, give a neighbor a little bit of chance to get a head start as the Puget pack is further ahead than the Texas pack. And the jam comes to a conclusion. An additional 5 in the sky there, a 10-0 jam for Puget Sound as they now take a lead 16-7 over Texas.
Puget Sound, they're putting up a good fight. It is not often you see Lucky Charmer go scoreless in any game. So pretty impressive work there on the defense by Puget Sound. We want to say thank you to Armor Flex, the new era of protective gear. Armor Flex has got you covered.
Yeah, Texas seems to have to kick a little rust off here early today as not a morning game, but an afternoon one. Dr. Feelgood out there jamming for Texas. Little juke maneuver, goes left, goes right, goes inside, goes out. Fights his way forward, hits off the block, and does get lead jammer for Texas. So they do respond. Out there jamming for Puget Sound is Corporal Punishment. Pack is assembled between turns 1 and 2. Dr. Feelgood looks to the inside. It is Kind, and he is free. And they're going to give him the 5 in the sky. 5-point pass there, but on his tail was Corporal Punishment, so the jam is called off. Now just a 4-point differential. Puget Sound up 16-12. 23 minutes and some change to go here in the first half.
That's right, Dr. Feelgood out there doing a great job getting 100% of the leads that he has attempted. Texas working with one extra jammer, it seems to be, in their jammer rotation here this afternoon against Puget Sound.
100% is pretty good.
Yeah, you know, it's not bad.
It's not bad. Not bad at all. Looks like we have an official timeout here on the track. A brief stoppage in play. The referees on the outside are going to discuss it. If you're viewing it at home, of course, we'd love to see you here on WFTD.tv. This whole weekend, of course, brought to you by the St. Louis Gatekeepers, as well as the MRDA. Official timeout continues. Not sure what they're talking about, but we'll sort that out as the captains are out there and getting some information. Strong start here from Puget Sound. Devil's Reject, we are seeing them get their jammers out very effectively. We're not seeing any lockdown defense from Texas. Texas has that ability. Seem to be having a little trouble adapting to Puget's attack at this point.
Well, we've seen this in a lot of games already this weekend so far. It takes a little bit to remember who you're playing, remember what their strong suits are,
right,
and remember how to fight against them.
Yeah, at one point in that previous game, the previous quarterfinal, Southern Discomfort was up big early, and everyone thought, oh my gosh, well, New York kind of adapted and moved forward. So we're going to see here in this tight one which of the two squads will find the advantage. Official timeout continues, but the whistle's blown, so it's come to its conclusion. Quadzilla standing in the penalty box over there. They pivot for Puget Sound at the jam line for Texas.
Both teams very low pivots in the game here so far today. 3 for each team at this point.
Enabler out there for Texas, jamming, and Scott Slamilton for Puget. Battle takes place in the front straightaway. Enabler with a slight advantage to the head, but Scott Slamilton goes to the inside and does so illegally. It is an illegal use of the forearm. It is a power jam here for Texas. First power jam of the contest. And lead jammer Texas as they are now underway here, down by 4 points early on in this one. They go to work as Puget loses 2 blockers to the penalty box. So it is all about the enabler right now, and he takes advantage. Free and clear. Grand slam pass there for Texas, and we have ourselves the lead chains. Devil's Reject.
That's right. They are, could you say, enabling the enabler.
Oh, my. Another easy pass. Texas takes all of their blockers and really shields the only 2 blockers out there for Puget. So that's a 5-point pass, a 10-point jam here. Power jam, really solid for Texas so far. They've just been able to execute exactly what they want to do. And another pass for enabler. Quadzilla tries the late hit, can't do it. A 15-0 jam for Texas. Power jam is over. Scott Slamilton's back out on the track. Dodges the hit from Uncle Jesse McNasty. and is free and clear. But wait, are they going to call him for another forearm? Oh, my, they are. Back-to-back forearms on the Puget Sound jammer. Scott Slamilton, the power jam continues. This one is really racking up the points, Devil's Reject. Now Texas down blockers of their own, so the Enablers got to go to work on the far straightaway. 3 blockers out there. Uncle Jesse McNasty does a good job of trying to break things up. He's joined out there on the track by Just Matt, who's trying to get a little bit of progress for Enabler. Enabler kind of says, I've seen enough of this one, calls it off. But the damage done, what was just a 1-point contest, is now changed to a 33-16 advantage for Texas.
That's right. We see Scott Slamilton over there standing in the penalty box. If I had to guess, that is most likely why Enabler called off the jam when he did. Want to give his team the opportunity to get lead jammer status, if at all possible.
Yeah, Reject, he was also, you could, the pack advantage was favoring Puget at that point, and he was kind of getting beat up. And at that point as a jammer, you're like, I've had enough of that. So quick power jam here. Looks like we have a point change on the board. It went from 33 to 32, so Texas loses a point. So that was, I believe, a 20-point jam for the Enabler, as the score was 16-12 prior to that jam. My math are good.
That's right. Enabler doing a great job. Now we've got Dr. Feelgood coming up on the track. 100% lead jammer status since he's been on the track here today.
Oh, and we determined that's good when you do that, by the way.
We like that.
We do.
Well, if you're a Texas fan,
Texas
you do.
likes that. Puget does
Puget,
not like that.
maybe not so much.
Yeah, we'll look to change that.
I wonder if they like Rydell skates.
We should ask them or talk about Rydell skates.
Rydell skates are made in the USA, made for Derby. Rydell. Maybe you've heard of them?
I've heard of them, yes. They're very good. Great sponsor here. Great sponsor of Derby, regardless of the gender.
Right.
So we've got another stoppage in play here, thus the vamping from the announcer team. Officials are calling another timeout. Don't see any changes. Scott Slamilton still standing in the penalty box, as we mentioned. And Texas has nobody in the penalty box, so they will have a full pack out there, as does Puget. And it will be, as you mentioned, Dr. Feelgood out there. And he will be the lone jammer of record, and we are underway. Front straightaway. Battle there by Dr. Feelgood against the Puget wall. All 4 blockers. Little offense there, little offensive peel off there. Oh, Dr. Feelgood tries to stick it, uses the hand to stay in. That's still legal. No track cut for him. Oh, nice job there, the pivot. That is number 11, Thunderstruck, and he really did a great job of sending out Texas' jammer, Dr. Feelgood, but he was penalized for it. Lead jammer goes to Texas, but the power jam is over, Devil's Reject.
That's right. Great track awareness there by Dr. Feelgood. If anything from the last game taught us, every single second counts, and he's using all of those seconds to his advantage here today.
Hey, Dr. Feelgood keeps the jam going. Scott Slamilton is out. Nope, back gets absorbed once again. Dr. Feelgood gets sent outside as well, and he looks to his bench for help. Bench says, call this one off. So that was a scoring pass for Scott Slamilton, but Texas does pick up points. Looks like Puget picked up 3, so they'll be sitting at 19. And I believe it's 3 as well, so a 3-3 jam there. And we now sit 35-19 in favor of Texas. 40 minutes to go.
That's right. This next jam brought to you by Quick. Roll faster and further with Quick ceramic bearings.
Jamming there for Puget, who's got 2 in the box. That is Corporal Punishment. And out there jamming for Texas is Buster. Buster gets edge to the inside, has to jump over the Puget blocker who gets sent down. I'm going to call him. Send him to the box as well. No pack is called, and out of the mess comes Corporal Punishment. Lead jammer, Puget. Everything seemed like it was going Texas's way from the penalties, but Corporal Punishment said, I've got this on my own. And getting out of this one is Buster. He is free, but he's a long way to go as Puget really starts racking up these penalties here at Devil's Reject.
That's right, Quadzilla there with a pretty risky move coming out of the penalty box, jumping in front of that jammer, but he was successful. He knows he's quick. He knew he wasn't going to get in the way. He just knew he needed to be on the track and be defensive.
So after the 20-point power jam for Texas, Puget does have a 6-3 advantage in scoring over the last 2 jams. So they now sit at 21. They are down 14 to Texas. Still feels like these teams are really kind of sizing each other up. We haven't seen a lot of dominance from either side. The great big power jam from Texas, as I mentioned. And we see Texas goes Goes with the geometric shape as they send out their jammer. Lucky Charmer, and he's got one to beat and holds on against the pivot there. That was Hollywood, and does get lead jammer for Texas. Out of the pack as well is the jammer for Puget Sound. That's Fancy Pants. Smooth sailing there for Texas's jammer. Inside's kind. He gets 4 points and calls it off. Boy, Puget's really taking a lot of trips to the box here.
That's right. We may start to see these penalties come into play here
Yeah.
in the first half of this game. 18-26 is what the clock says. 40-21, Texas over Puget Sound. Puget in some penalty trouble there in that Derby Elite penalty box.
Yeah, it's full. It's got a whole host of folks in there. And it looks like we're going to have ourselves a team timeout, a Puget team timeout, a well-timed one, I should say. Yeah, just look at the penalty board real quick. Michael Jensen, number 56 for Puget, does have 3 trips to the box in his 6 jams of play. So that's definitely the guy that's got the most trouble right now. The rest of the penalties seem to be pretty evenly distributed, but there are several guys with 2 trips as well. Doubles reject. And on the Texas side, Rhino has got 3 trips to the box. So good timeout here for Puget, down 18. A lot more action to come today here in MRDA Championship weekend. It is quarterfinal Saturday, basically. We've got one complete. This is the second one, and we will have 2 more after that. We'll talk about that as we go forward. Taking his first jam of the contest here is the versatile one, Quadzilla for Puget Sound, and that is Dr. Feelgood out there for Texas. Did not get lead jam last time. We can no longer say he had 100% lead jam. Doubles reject. I'm sorry.
That's okay.
Underway, only one blocker out there for Puget. And that is Thunderstruck. And he holds things up just enough for lead jam to go to Puget Sound. So lead jammer, Quadzilla. Quadzilla looks to the box, and he realizes if I play defense and Dr. Feelgood, who's out, I can slow this down and get all my blockers out. That's exactly what he's trying to do.
That's right, Dr. Feelgood there with a bit of a nudge. Have to be careful, though, on that jammer action, making sure you don't get a track cut or any kind of other penalty.
Yeah, the gambler, Quadzilla, goes ahead and continues this jam. Dr. Feelgood did get in the scoring position. Quadzilla is going to finish it. Rhino can't stop him, so it will be a 4-point pass here for Puget Sound. He's going to try to trade 2 jams for 1 as his blockers abide. Corey Payne sends out Dr. Feelgood between turns 1 and 2, so Dr. Feelgood's recycled all the way back to the start line, as is Quadzilla. Quadzilla's thinking about calling jam up, but doesn't. As now we've gone almost back to turn 4. Action resumes. Dr. Feelgood is trying to finish his first scoring pass, just trying to get his hips forward, but Jensen's there to slow him down. As is Thunderstruck, and does get through, so Texas does get 4 points. Quadzilla is ready to trade here. It's my suspicion. And he looks to finish his scoring pass. And does. Calls it off. So, Devil, what do we got? How did that work out? Give me some Derby math here.
That's right. That Dr. Feelgood almost able to cancel out Quadzilla's points there, but Quadzilla able to pick up 4 more right at that whistle, putting Texas 43-29 over Puget with 16.5-ish minutes.
So
remaining.
I made a feeble attempt to predict what was going on there, and I was wrong. Quadzilla was ready to trade an extra jam. He wanted 2 passes to the 1, and he got it. Probably wanted more than 2, but Nabler out there for Texas as we're underway once again, and out there jamming is Corporal Punishment for Puget Sound. Both squads are going to put up a little geometric shaped wall there to fight each other. Texas has to peel off, though, and break up their wall to bridge. Battle right there between turns 1 and 2. Puget will lose their pivot. That is Hollywood, and lead jammer, Texas. So up 14, they are able to go on the run here as their defense is really tightened up here. One Corporal Punishment for Puget Sound, and already back around to score is the Enabler. He's just got 1 to beat, and does.
That's right. The Enabler here, our highest point scorer for the game so far today, with another 4 points on the board for Texas.
So he is taking care of business today. Finally, the battle for Corporal Punishment ends, and he is free. Puget tries to slow down this next scoring pass here for Texas, and Neighbor will call it off. And that actual hit there was well timed as it forced him out. No points from the penalty box. A 0-0 pass that time there, Devils reject.
Yeah, speaking of the penalty box, McGillo, we're still looking at a deep penalty box there for Puget Sound. Michael Jensen now with 4 penalties. Dylan Botts with 3.
So we are 15 minutes left to go in this one, and they're already in that danger zone. Buster out there for Texas jamming, and that is Fancy Pants for Puget Sound. And Buster tries to move forward right now. Did a nice job there by the Puget wall to slow him down. Texas will lose a blocker. That is Mr. Taco taking a seat. Puget will lose a blocker as well. We potentially have a lead jammer. Yes, we do. Puget lead jammer. Hot on his trail, though. Hot on Puget's trail, though, is Buster. And Buster and he will have a little discussion there, and Buster will move on past. Puget looks to push this action as well, but Texas is moving the pack pretty quickly. So the jam will be called off. Goose eggs. Devils reject, no points.
That's right. Texas using that speed to a bit of their advantage. They know Buster can keep up with them. They're going to pick up the pace, try to slow down their opponent. And so far, so good. 47-29, still to Texas.
Yeah, they really had that big jam, and they've lived off it. It's been kind of back and forth between both teams. Neither team really taking any big advantage here. Seemed like a very evenly matched group of skaters. Rufio out there for Texas, his first jam of the contest, and that is Scott Slamilton for Puget. And Rufio has got one to beat. That's Thunderstruck, and he does. Lead jammer, Texas. So, fresh jammer comes out, takes care of business for Texas. And bodies are flying everywhere right in front of the dais.
That's right. Dick Diamond there with the force out on Scott Slamilton to that outside line.
Rufio, physical play there as he bowls his way over the Puget blockers. The packs are moving quickly and really haphazardly right now. Scott Slamilton does a little backward skating and does get free. Rufio does get absorbed back to the back behind the pack between turns 3 and 4, and we'll call it off. Give him the 5 in the sky. 5-point pass there, Devils reject.
That's right. Mr. Taco and Diamond did a great job there holding down the front of the pack. Mr. Taco traveled nearly 20 hours to be here with us today. He lives so far away.
That's a long way away.
He travels 9 hours just to practice with Texas.
I know.
That's dedication.
I have no words for that. That's fantastic.
And I complain when I travel 5 minutes for work.
Exactly. I was upset that there wasn't a latte waiting for me when I got here. Lucky Charmer out there for Texas, and that is Corporal Punishment for Puget Sound. Packs move very quickly. Oh, wow. Corporal Punishment fights his way forward. He takes a shot to the face. We'll have a seat. And it's a quad race as Puget cannot hold back the jammer, Lucky Charmer for Texas. And once again, we talk about Texas trying to push the speed, and even though they're outgunned, they do move things forward very quickly. Goodness gracious, you can't even call a jam off without getting beat up in this game. Non-lead jam points for Texas, though. They pick up 2. Puget calls the jam off but they do pick up the 4, so a 4-2 advantage in favor of Puget Sound.
That's right, Puget closing this gap. Corporal Punishment with some impressive acrobatics there on the track. If his whole derby skating career doesn't work out.
He has a future. Yes, yeah. I agree. 12 minutes to go, and it's been a tight one. Both of the previous game and this one have been very defensively sound affairs. And we are underway here with Dr. Feelgood jamming and for Texas, and Fancy Pants. Before I can even say his name, he gets lead jammer for Puget. Inside is continuing to be open. That inside line is very much a sieve for Texas. They cannot stop that, it seems like. Dr. Feelgood is free. First scoring pass here for Fancy Pants. He takes a few hits there from Tip as well as some of the other blockers out there, and dodges them all, calls it off. 4-point pass, Puget Sound.
Looks like we may have a little confusion on the track. Magilla, if I'm not mistaken, I believe Dr. Feelgood was whistled lead jammer.
Interesting.
And then the jam was called off by not Dr. Feelgood.
Interesting. We will see what they do with this. They want to talk about a timeout.
Yeah.
Officials would like to talk about this one. As well they should.
All right, officials doing a great job. We see Babality there in the middle, ready to go. If they weren't going to talk about it, she was going to talk about it.
Yes. So, when we look at the numbers here, it's Texas 54. Puget Sound 37. 11 minutes to go in this one. Penalties we talked about briefly. And other than 2 skaters, well, actually, it looks like 2 skaters for Puget now at 4. Dylan Botts with 4 trips to the box, as well as Michael Jensen and Rhino for Texas. So those are your keep an eye on skaters for trips to the box. Big shout out to one of the great sponsors here, this River City Rumble, the MRDA Championships, Powerdyne, performance plates for the modern derby game. Powerdyne.
Also, if you're out here looking at this track and you think, man, I'm not sure I have the wheels that are fit for that track.
How can what wheels would I get if I wanted wheels to skate on this track?
Well, one option, and we have here in-house, in case you're coming in later, we have Radar. Radar Presto is the best wheel for nailing all types of stops. Nail your stops with Presto.
Well, the situation's been sorted out. I see no real changes, so we will be back underway. Fancy Pants will be the jammer of record for Puget Sound, and he will be going up against, looks like, not who we think it is. Ringster Lies.
That is the Enabler.
Yes, the Enabler.
Out there for Texas with a little leapfrog.
Yes, Scott Slamilton out there for Puget Sound. Oh my gosh, the big wicked shot there by Mr. Botts. And he will sit for a forearm, and that is Dylan Botts' 5th trip to the box here in the first half. Lead jammer goes to Puget Sound. But Enabler is out and in chase as Scott Slamilton will go on the attack. Texas has all 4 blockers there waiting for him, prepared for the hit, and they edge him out. He goes to one skate, and Texas is able to get non-lead jam points once again. 2-2 in that jam.
That's right there, Rhino with the hit on the inside line, 56-40. Puget Sound closing that point differential here with 10 minutes remaining.
Dylan Botts was assessed a second penalty, so he now has 6 trips to the box, and we have 10 minutes to go in the first half. That's a thing. So
maybe the seats in that Derby Elite penalty box are just really comfortable.
I believe so. Jam it away here. Puget will send out first jam of the contest here for Hollywood. And he gets edged out, and he will take a seat. Legal use of the forearm. It's going to be a power jam here for Texas. Texas has got Buster out there right now, and they're trying to set things up. And it is going to be, nice move there by Quadzilla just to leap everybody. I don't even know what that was. That was incredible. Powering through for lead jammer for Texas is Buster. He is on the power jam, a 20-point power jam in this contest earlier. Really broke things open for Texas. Abel goes in hot, takes a few guys out with him for Puget. No whistles blow, but he does have to go to the inside track, and we'll be reset, and we'll go to battle. Puget's there waiting for him. A little bit of offensive blocking there by Texas, trying to break things up. But Quadzilla's there to send out jammer once again, and the power jam comes to an end as we see Hollywood back out on the track. So good power defense there by Puget. As Buster continues to have a hard time get to see turn 4. He did make it through the first pass, so he did get the lead jammer. He gets 3 points on that one. No pass, no penalty, erases 2 of those points. And Hollywood's going to pass the star, hide the star, move the star, drop the star, juggle the star. He's got it all going on. Gets it back on his on his helmet once again. Second scoring pass. This one's not a good one. Illegal use of the forearm there. Take a seat, Buster. Power jam switches over to Hollywood. That's Hollywood's first pass. So this is his chance to score here. And he has got plenty of time as this jam has got 20 seconds to go. And he will just try to power his way on the outside line and sticks it. Fights somehow to stay on his skates and does battle through turn 2. Powering his way forward. Yep. Endurance just does it. 5-point pass. Grand slam for Puget. Puget, who started this one and on a deficit, but the power jam will end up getting him 3 points for Texas. Texas will pick up additional points from the box with the tune of 3.
That's right, Mr. Taco taking Hollywood for a bit of a sleigh ride there right before the whistle. Hollywood taking a little bit of time to get up. Texas able to put another 3 points up on the board, canceling out Puget Sound's points once again, 6-5.
Yeah, 1 point advantage. So we are back to action here. You don't have time to relax after these intense jams. Rufio with his second jam of the contest out there for Texas. And this is Fancy Pants for Puget. Battle right there. Just bodies flying everywhere, and getting free is Puget, but Fancy Pants, nope. Going to the penalty box there. What was the call? That was reject.
A low block call that is going to put him in that Derby Elite penalty box.
So go ahead.
Yeah, making this a power jam for Rufio.
So lots of power jams here for Texas in this one. Penalty is really the story for Puget. You hate to beat that dead horse, but boy, We're already seeing a bit of a problem here. And Rufio is able to get free lead jammer, Texas. See the coach over there, Murder Maid from Dallas, cheering on her squad, encouraging Rufio to power forward. Both sides with a full complement of blockers. Pack moves past turn 2. Rufio being hemmed in by 3 Puget blockers in a bit of a geometric shape, a little 2+1. To do with 1 bridge as the power gem comes to an end. Fancy Pants holds the star in his hand, fakes like he's going to do the star pass. And the inside again, Texas just is having a hard time holding the inside line. So that's able to get Fancy Pants out. And they work over Rufio. Rufio has to call the jam off. 4 points on the board for Texas.
Very nice star pass out there by Puget Sound. You know, we've seen star passes really make or break a lot of teams so far this season in both men's and women's play. So it's always good to see one executed nicely.
Executed. Down under 6 minutes to go, and what's been a pretty tight defensive affair. We are far and away from the 100-point barrier of 65-45 in favor of Texas, and we are underway here with Lucky Charmer jamming for Texas against Corporal Punishment for Puget Sound. Lucky Charmer at the front going against Quadzilla. One-on-one battle there, and he's joined by Thunderstruck for some assistance. They try to push him up, but he can't. Lead jammer Texas as Corporal Punishment is being sent all the way back to the pivot line. He has to start over, and a scoring pass already underway here for Lucky Charmer. Lucky Charmer gets edge to the inside. He does a little dipsy-do there, and all that amounts to is him having to be recycled to the back of the pack of Puget once again. Whistle's blowing. Looks like Texas will be losing a blocker. Yes, they will. And fight there by Puget on the outside. Tip is out there for Texas, trying to slow him down. He's joined by Kyle Divers. Jammer, Lucky Charmer, recycled back again behind Pivot once again. No offensive help for Lucky Charmer. He's on his own out there, and Pivot's very quick to react, moving things forward. No luck at all, though, for Corporal Punishment. And finally, the pass is complete for Texas. 5-point Grand Slam pass.
Again, Puget Sound with that star pass. Seems like Corporal Punishment maybe dropped it or was considering it and maybe just being sly. Quadzilla able to retrieve it from his jammer.
A star sneak.
Star sneak, sure.
And it's going to be an inside move by Quadzilla. He knows it's open. It wasn't open enough as he tapped his skates outside, gets called for the track cut. More points to the board there for Texas. Looks like 4 more. So we will see a power start here.
Making that the 4th penalty for Quadzilla, number 23, Puget Sound, in that Derby Elite penalty box.
Yeah, and he is not alone in the 4 spot there. He's got a partner in Michael Jensen with 4 trips. Got a skater as well with 6. Jammer underway, and this is Dr. Feelgood for Texas. And all the bodies flying. He's able to get lead jammer. Going to call low block there on the pivot for Texas.
That's right. That is 0-0, just Matt.
Just Matt. Dr. Feelgood has that kind of casual style at times. He just looks like he's relaxing, and then he just explodes with quick attack power. He's trying to knife through this 3-man wall there and does hold on to it. 5-point pass there for Texas. Power jam is over. Quadzilla's in, and he's going to play a little bit of defense on Dr. Feelgood. And then attack his own self. He sees the inside. He knows that Texas has been struggling with that all game long. Goes low to Dr. Feelgood, gets back up, stands, and gets another scoring pass. A 9-0 run here for Texas. Pack's now moving very quickly. They're moving past the start line into the pivot. This is a 3rd scoring run here for Dr. Feelgood. Quadzilla's also in scoring position. Dr. Feelgood will call a jam off. 2 more points, so an 11-0 jam for Dr. Feelgood and Texas.
No, you can see Texas starting to see that inside line is a little weak.
Yeah.
I saw Uncle Jesse McNasty there trying to protect it, but he couldn't get right where he needed to be.
Are you saying that they're listening to this broadcast?
I think they probably are.
You tell them to stop that. I don't want to get accused of coaching from the mic. 85-45 in favor of Texas. They have been steadily increasing their lead now since about the 15-minute mark. Down 2 minutes to go in this one. Puget's had to make some changes to their blocking formations as they have got penalty issues with several skaters. Jamming away here, though, and it is Scott Slamilton the one they want out there when they need him. Get some points here late in this one, and he's pushing right now at the front. He's just got one Texas blocker to beat. Does lead jammer, Puget Sound.
That's right. Kyle Divers held him back as far as he possibly could to allow the enabler a little bit of time to catch up.
Nifty move. Yeah, nifty move by the enabler. Sorry about that, reject. Gets himself free as well. This is a scoring run for Scott Slamton. He kind of fake jukes going low, then gets back up. And does finish the 4-point pass. Much needed points for Puget. They definitely had been in a bit of a drought there, other than maybe exchanging some points left and right with the skaters from Texas. Looks like the captain for Texas is out there wearing the pivot stripe. He's got some thoughts, some opinions.
Not many, you know.
No.
Just a couple.
No.
He tries not to think, I think.
Yeah, well. Buster out there for Texas on the jam line. And it'll be fancy pants when we get underway here, and we are underway. Back and forth action there. Fancy pants trying to get another jam here, another lead jam here for Puget. Inside goes Fancy Pants. Outside goes Buster. Both will be recycled. Penalty box is empty, so this is a battle out here on the track between both of these blocking schematics. Majesty McNasty will send Fancy Pants to the outside. Texas will lose Johnny Turbo to the penalty box. Puget Sound will lose Jensen, and that's trouble for Jensen. And lead jammer goes to Texas. So after 2 straight lead jams for Puget, Texas responds.
That
no, it's a power jam.
Forearm call
Goodness
to
gracious.
Buster.
Looks like they signaled lead jam, and then it was overruled, and a penalty was called. So power jam for Puget and lead jam, much needed here. Fancy Pants will be sent out to the inside on the far track. Works his way up against those Texas blockers in turn. Yep, says enough. I've had enough. 5 in the sky, the grand slam pass there for Puget Sound, and we are looking at halftime. Devil's Reject.
That's right. What a quick first half. McGilla 85-54.
Yes. 30 minutes on the clock. Texas with the lead. Both teams really feeling each other out, actually, trying to figure things out, trying to find the weaknesses. Texas's inside line was open several different times for Puget Jammers. We'll see if they'll try to take advantage. It is a power start, though, for Puget, as a penalty to end the first half took place on the Texas Jammer. So we will have Puget advantage here.
That's right. We've got Buster and Johnny Turbo starting out in that Derby Elite penalty box.
And that is jamming for Puget Sound, looks like. Of course, it would be Scott Slamilton. Why would it not be? He is the jammer that Puget loves to send out there when they need a guy. Power jam's over, but lead jammer goes to Puget. And that is out there jamming for Texas. That is Buster. Scoring position right now is Puget, Scott Slamilton. Both packs together in the far straightaway, battling it out. Nice move there by Scott Slamilton to dodge the blow. He gets through, and it's a 5-point pass there for Puget as they start here the second half. Exactly where they want to be, trying to climb their way back into this one.
And we've got a star pass by Team Texas. I believe that is just Matt now with a star cover in his hand from Buster.
Oh my, big solid shot there by Uncle Jesse McNasty. He follows the actual block with himself on top of Scott Slamilton, and that knocked the wind out of all of Queenie Park, much less poor Scott Slamilton. Kudos to the brave warrior to get up. Picks up 5 points, so a nice jam for Puget, but goodness gracious, give Scott a breather.
That's right, McGilla. I'm not sure if you've had a chance to see the program here today, but
No.
if you haven't seen, you need to check out Scott Slamilton's photo.
I will do so.
I won't tell you, I won't ruin the surprise, but
All right.
it's a doozy.
Back underway here, and it is going to be corporal punishment out there for Puget Sound against Lucky Charmer for Texas. Battle takes place there in turn 1. They move over to turn 2 very quickly. Pack's moving very fast. Corporal punishment takes a seat, has to recycle. Go back on the attack, goes up against Tip. Packs are spread out. Puget at the front, Texas at the back. Fighting forward is the Texas Jammer. That's Lucky Charmer, and he's able to get through lead jammer, Texas.
That's right, Lucky Charmer, our friend from Team USA. Very clean play for both of these jammers. Corporal Punishment and Lucky Charmer, neither have spent any time in the penalty box. This is a really good jammer matchup out there today.
Hello, announcer curse. It's been invoked by Devil's Reject. Scoring pass is going to be complete there for Texas's Lucky Charmer, and he will call it off as Texas will add 4 points to their score. Corporal Punishment did get out there, so they forced the call off. Trading blows here early on are these squads. Winner advances, of course, to the semifinals. And they will play an opponent to be determined, so we won't go into the weeds of that, but let's just say they will be playing the semifinals. Dr. Feelgood out there jamming for Texas. And that is Fancy Pants, who thought he was getting the penalty and actually slows his attack a little bit. He looks at the referee, does not, no penalty, nothing was called there, so he was kind of distracted by the ref chatter. Dr. Feelgood has to fight past the Puget wall. Lots of guys to go through. Looks like this could be a power jam. Devil's reject. What do we got?
That's right. G.I. Joe with the hit to the inside. Then on the outside, we're going to have a power jam for Team Texas. That's a low block call, sending Fancy Pants to that Derby Elite penalty box. Dr. Feelgood has his work cut out for him out there.
Yeah, all 4 blockers for Puget are out there, so they definitely have a chance to work things over. And Feelgood's been pushed all the way back. He's recycled between turns 3 and 4. Goes on the attack. He does that kind of, like I said, he does that little pause maneuver before he goes on the attack. Assesses things and makes his quick move. Texas is trying to slow down Puget, and actually there does get a whole lead jammer. No, it's reversed by the inside pack ref. It's going to be a low block called on Dr. Feelgood. Power jam goes to Puget Sound.
Diamond there with the swing and a miss on Fancy Pants. Fancy Pants on the inside for his initial pass for Puget Sound.
This one's going to go the full 2 minutes. We do not have a lead jammer. Fancy Pants is going to push his way forward. A 5-point grand slam for Puget Sound as they try to crawl back into this one here. Down 40 points at half. Try to get themselves much tighter here as we're down to 25 minutes here in the second half of this contest.
Interesting strategy there by Corey Payne, up, holding down the front of the pack, not letting Texas make any headway, giving his jammer the opportunity to slip right past him with 5 points on the board for Puget.
Yeah, 10-0 so far. The power jam is over. Fancy Pants tries to go inside, tries to do a little mini apex, doesn't hit it. Dr. Feelgood's out, tries to make a move, tries to finish it, does, gets a little aggressive and fights his way forward. And it's going to be a track cut called on the Puget jammer, Fancy Pants. So we switch fortunes there.
That's right. Fancy Pants hopped right in front of Uncle Jesse McNasty right before the whistle, putting him in that Derby Elite penalty box.
And there he will sit to start this next jam now. Just 15 points separate these two squads. It was roughly 40 points at halftime. So Puget's been battling their way back, but now they're down against it as Texas will be sending out the enabler. Enabler already with 26 points and does get lead jammer for Texas. Power jam underway. Puget's been able to keep more of their pack out here in the second half, so they've got 3 guys up there waiting right now. But Enabler says, nope, I got this. Knifes through, fights forward, 5 points, grand slam pass.
That's right, Enabler much lighter on his feet without all that duct tape on his skates.
He had duct tape on his skates?
Always.
Oh, boy. Second scoring pass here as the power jam comes to an end. Puget jammer, Fancy Pants is out. He skated almost the full 2 minutes of that last jam, so he wants more than 30 seconds. Great job, though, of going the outside. Oh, look at Tip. The captain there sends him out, goes out with him, and it's going to be a late hit there called on the Texas blocker. So Neighbor, who'd been fighting his way, battling over there against Puget's wall, was stymied.
That's right, Hollywood there with a nice hit to the outside, forcing Enabler out. However, track cut on Fancy Pants again, putting him in the box for the third time here this afternoon.
So Fancy Pants is stuck in penalty box for most of the last 2 jams. 5-point pass there as Texas is really trying to pour these points on here. With this jam coming to a close, they are going to work with only 2 Puget blockers out there. I talked about Puget keeping their pack out there, and I completely cursed them because they've gone the opposite. Failed apex jump there by Texas's jammer, and they're going to call the jam off. I wasn't sure that he was the lead jammer, but maybe he was. I missed that. I apologize.
Enabler again there, you know, as we said, light on his feet.
Yeah.
He did used to have a lot of duct tape on his skates, probably because he didn't have super good plates. But now I wonder if he has the Powerdyne Reactor Pro Series. Powerdyne is the pinnacle of plate design, beauty, and performance. Check them out, Powerdyne Reactors.
I will. So Texas now goes over the century mark up 106-74 with 22 and some change left to go. Jam is underway. It's a power start here for Texas, and that is Rufio jamming for Texas. Fancy Pants is in. Power jam is over. It was a brief power start, but Fancy Pants, this is the third jam in a row he's participated in. A nice spin move there. Lead jammer, Texas.
That's right. Quadzilla taking a glance back. Just knew he had to be on
Yep.
the inside line. He was not. He was nice and clean. Quadzilla, too, taking that star helmet cover.
So an attempted apex jump there by Rufio doesn't seem to stick. So it's only 2 points on that pass. Tried to get the full amount, but he did not stick the whole entire jump. So jam's called off. 2 additional points on the board for Texas.
Yep. If anything, it stuck to his ribs. Looks like he was having a little bit of rib trouble there at the whistle. 108-74, 21 minutes, bringing us into the second half. Nearly full packs from both teams. It looks like Hollywood's still about to exit the penalty box over there.
And he's standing. He's ready. He's poised. And that is Buster out there for Texas and Scott Slamilton out there for Puget. Buster's at the front. He just got one to beat, and he gets sent out by the pivot. And he's going to get sent out for more than that because he has been called for the forearm lead jammer Puget, power jam Puget.
Great news for Puget Sound fans. We hope you're cheering for him at home. That lead jammer status could make or break this next jam.
Just a second before he was free, and Scott Slamilton's recycled back behind Texas once again. Texas has got a little 2-1 going on there, and they do send him out once again. Puget's got all 4 blockers. They're content to play defense, kind of try to stymie the Texas blockers, and as they try to pull him back, they grab him, and that allows the scoring pass. 5 points on the board there for Puget.
That's right. We see a direction of gameplay there on Kyle Diver, sending him to that Derby Elite penalty supply.
All the sponsors for that one.
Yeah.
Oh, nice inside move there by Texas's jammer Buster. He's able to stick a little apex step through, and he's free. Scott Slamilton does finish another scoring pass, though, and is on the third scoring pass. Attacks the walls, calls it off, and we'll get 2 points. Looks like 1 non-lead jam point for Texas there, Devils Reject.
That's right, 109-86, 12 points by Puget Sound. Quadzilla taking the pivot. Might see another star pass here on the track.
Yeah, it's possible. That's why he's such a dangerous weapon out there. Not only is he an incredible defender, you can pass the star to him if things get a little dicey out there for you. And this will be Lucky Charmer out there for Texas against Corporal Punishment for Puget. Real easy, nice smooth move by Lucky Charmer. Just real silky smooth on the outside. Gets lead jammer for Texas.
Just like his hair.
Well, I mean, you know, got to look good. Oh, great job there. Looks like that was Uncle Jesse McNasty that sent down Corporal Punishment to the inside. He's going to go all the way back to the finish. Lucky Charmer's in a battle there against Puget. Puget has to peel blockers off to go for the bridge. And it's going to be a penalty there for Rod. He'll take a seat for Puget.
I believe that was a failure to reform call there on Rod, sending him that Derby Elite.
Currently, Quadzilla has the star. Your prediction comes true. Quadzilla takes a seat.
Not a good time to have the star in your hands.
Yeah, and a power jam is basically going to go to neither side because it was a back block called there on Lucky Charmer. Track cut called on Quadzilla. Quadzilla sits. Lucky Charmer sits. Quadzilla stands. Quadzilla goes back out on the track. And he is joined there by Lucky Charmer. So penalties, but no damage as they go in the battle to go to battle once again. This jam just has about 30 seconds left to go. Plenty of time to score. Quadzilla's going to try to finish the scoring run. Gets caught up and finishes his pass. No points for Quadzilla on that pass. Lucky Charmer continued to fight forward. All 4 Puget blockers out there waiting for him. A little bit of offense by Texas as they realize they got to help their jammer out. Quadzilla's back, though. This is a scoring run for Puget. Good job of using his blockers to shift his position. Gets through. 5 points on the board there for Puget.
That's right. Thunderstruck with that defense, slowing down those opposing blockers, giving Quadzilla the advantage that he needs to put those 5 points on the board for Puget.
So a long 2 minutes in the books. No additional points there for Puget. We wait to see the signal from the Texas side. looks like that'll do. That'll do. So we sit at 114, Texas 91 for Puget Sound. 17 and a half to go here in the second half of action. Underway once again. It looks like that is Dr. Feelgood out there for Texas and Fancy Pants for Puget.
Hollywood holding down the entire pack there in the front, knocking Dr. Feelgood to the inside.
Aggressive work of both packs. 2-1 there for Texas. Looks like a triangle up there for Puget. Really slowing down Dr. Feelgood at the top, and Texas is going to play a little more offense, get a little more aggressive. They fire through a blocker to try to get Dr. Feelgood out, but he has to go all the way back and recycle. Big hit there, and it's going to be an illegal. Yep, he's blocking with the head. Have a seat there. Will be the jammer, and that is Fancy Pants. So a power jam goes to Dr. Feelgood's Texas, but Dr. Feelgood has not made his first pass yet there, Devil's Reject.
That's right. Feelgood struggling a little bit there on turn 4 behind that full pack of Puget Sound. Tip standing in the penalty box, possibly coming out to assist. Forced to the outside by Hollywood and Nugget, holding down the front of the pack for Puget Sound.
Yeah, Nugget kind of held him up, and Hollywood went with a finishing blow. So this has been a zero progress jam for Dr. Feelgood. And Dr. Feelgood has his hands on his hips. He's got about 40 seconds left to go. He's got a lot more work to do here. Nobody can call this jam off as of yet. So you got to go to battle.
That's right. Tip entering the pack just in time to slow down Fancy Pants when he comes out of that penalty box.
It has been another trip to the box here, another penalty, as a back block will be called against the jammer for Puget Sound. Fancy Pants. I don't know what to say about this jam, Devil's Reject, because it's been all Texas in terms of the positive for the power jam. They haven't scored a single point out of it yet.
Right, we haven't left turn 3 yet.
And there it is, lead jam for Dr. Feelgood, and what a Pyrrhic victory. As he's able to get lead jam with just seconds left, and Weekly calls it off, and Puget's going to take a timeout. All right, let's look at that penalty board. I think things got a little bit weirder over there.
That's right. Things definitely got a little weird, particularly for Puget. Puget, Michael Jensen, 6 penalties. Fancy Pants, 5. Fancy Pants in a little bit of trouble.
Yeah, that's
Picked
a jammer.
up quite a few.
Yeah, that was a rough jam there. It's been a rough second half for Fancy Pants.
Hollywood, really a power hitter out on the track. Really important to Puget Sound, sitting at 5 penalties as well.
Mm-hmm. On the Texas side, Rhino remains at 5, and Tip has joined him at 5. So those are the only 2 guys who are really in any kind of trouble with 15 minutes left to go in this one. But right now, Puget's sitting with 4 guys with at least 5 trips to the box. One of them is a jammer. So that's got to turn around if they want to complete this comeback. They're down by a very reasonable margin. It's only 116 to 91. But points have been in a premium here. Power jams have not been fun. Either side has not enjoyed the power jam.
Not been incredibly successful.
Just one big power jam for Texas, the 20-pointer in the first half. But that last one, Dr. Feelgood really got no progress. This is a power start for Texas. Rufio was on the line. He's been replaced. Believe that could be the enabler out there. Yes, it is. So Rufio has been replaced by the enabler for the power start. Puget 1 standing in the box. As this team timeout has turned into an official's timeout.
We're looking at Uncle Jesse McNasty. He's been in this game the entire time. 20 jams he has worked.
That is insane.
He is earning his ride home.
Yes, he is. He's allowed. Talk about a great sponsor here this weekend, Devil's Reject. Turn left. Turn left. If we don't have what you need, we will ship it to you for free within the United States. That is pretty cool. Check them out. Check out Turn Left, because that's a really, really neat.
Yeah, Turn Left working a pretty great promo here, too, while we're here this weekend.
Wait. What is that? What do you mean?
For every $25 you spend back at the Turn Left Skate Pro booth, you get entered in a drawing to win a free pass to Beat Me Halfway.
So you've once again given us, the folks at home who are watching on WFTD.tv, a reason to come into this venue and check things out.
That's right. In case you've ever heard of, I don't know, some people you might see here this weekend, Led Zeppelin,
yes,
Magnum PIMP,
yes.
Steve Sweat,
yes,
they're all going to be there. So you might as well get entered to win your chance to meet them at Beat Me Halfway.
Beat Me Halfway, that's right. So this official timeout continues. No indication as the reason for it. But there's a lot of good in-depth discussion going on just off to the camera, just off to the left of what you're seeing on your screen.
I know both teams have a lot of great jam skaters, so maybe they'll just break it down for us here.
Maybe they will.
Coming up.
I'm looking at the penalty board for any alterations, perhaps someone with the 7th trip that we missed, but no indication of anyone leaving the track at this point. Very passionate take right now from one of the Puget blockers to one of the referees right in front of the...
Right, it is just off camera there.
Yes, that's why I'm describing the action, because you can't see the passionate take. Yeah, that's number 56 for Puget. That's Michael Jensen. He is going to be asked to leave the track, because he just left the track in a very passionate, fiery way.
Passion is a good word for it.
Yeah.
Yep.
So either he's taking a brief break, or he is no longer skating today. But he left in a bit of disappointment, as I would say. All right, back to action. Corey Payne, only one out there for Puget, and it's going to be a lead jammer there for Texas. And the enabler. Enabler sitting at 43 points right now for his squad. He's going to add already here because he is in scoring position. Power jam isn't over. Fancy Pants, who desperately just wants to get out of this jam without another trip to the box and just get another jammer out there for Puget. Enabler fighting back and forth. Just a great battle there against Corey Payne. He wins it. 5-point pass there for Texas. Grand slam.
And it looks like we may have a star pass there to Corey Payne from his friend Fancy Pants.
Assuring that Fancy Pants does not have to endure another jam. And the star pass is successful and is able to get Corey Payne out. Enabler is able to score as well. Yep, 5 more on the board. A 10-0 jam here in favor of Texas. Another scoring pass there as the Packs kind of stopped long enough with Puget's Corey Payne back in, and Texas is content to continue to run this. Maybe they think they're going to have a chance. Yep, exactly. That's what they wanted, and they got it. It is a track cut on Corey Payne. Jammer woes continue for Puget. It's a power jam here for Texas.
That's right, Rhino and G.I. Joel there, the Texas twins, as I am here on out referring to them, with the force out on that.
I was going to say, it looked like Texas wanted to push this to try to see if they could punish the pivot who had the star, and they did exactly that, as Corey Payne will sit with the track cut.
Corey Payne, though, you know, a heck of a skater. You really do have to double up if you want to knock him out of bounds, even triple up.
Yeah, he's a force to be reckoned with. There's no question. So now Texas sits at 131, Puget with 94, with just under 14 minutes to go. We're underway here. Power start for Rufio. He goes up against Quadzilla, who takes something to the head. He took a shot to the eye, a finger or hand. I can't see, but he's taking himself out of play. Lead jammer goes to Texas, but Quadzilla's fighting with one eye right now, and he just cannot put a hit at all on Rufio. And Rufio's free for a 5-point pass. And Rufio's back around very quickly again as the Packs are completely standing still. Corey Payne standing up in the penalty box. Rufio once again scores. 5 points, a 10-0 jam here. This power jam starting to rack up, just being too much for Puget to overcome. Devil's reject.
That's right, we've got Hunter out there for Puget Sound with the hit, forced down on the track, trying to slow Rufio down, but he's able to put another 4 points up on the board for Texas.
14-0 jam here, and there's more points coming. Someone's taking a seat over there for Puget. Always got to keep an eye on that. That could be anything. Another clean pass there for Rufio, as this has been a monster jam. Star pass to Quadzilla. He now has the star and is going to work in front of there against Tip and Mr. Taco. But another scoring pass for Rufio. He's going to finish that one as well. This has been all Texas here. Another 5-point pass here, as Texas now over 155. Excuse me, at 155. Another scoring pass, untouched. Rufio knifes his way through. 5 more on the board.
Quadzilla, great track awareness. Careful not to be assessed a track cut there on that last pass. Gets stuck behind Uncle Jesse McNasty.
Rufio just pouring it on right now. Puget's defense pushes him down. Going to give Puget's blocker a low block. Rufio sees it, open hole, and finishes another scoring pass. All Rufio, all Texas. The jam is called off. A monster run there by Texas as they add additional points to the board. Now sit 165 to 94. Oh my, what a jam, Devils reject.
Wow, that was impressive. Texas putting up 34 points
Whoa!
on that jam, pulling away 165 to 94. Quadzilla's still not looking so great there on the sidelines.
Yeah, I don't know what something got him in the eye. I don't want to speculate. Other than knowing that he got hit in the eye and he was holding his eye. He's really struggling within that jam. Underway here once again, and we will see Lucky Charmer out there for Texas, and that is Scott Slamilton. It's good to see that Puget's able to get a jammer out other than Fancy Pants, who really had a rough couple jams there. So Scott's trying to end this madness and get a lead jam. And it's going to be lead jammer for Texas, Scott Slamilton, trying to run down Lucky Charmer, who just kind of took a break there.
Yes, Lucky had no idea he was even back there trying to fix his wrist guard. Got caught up to and passed by the lead jammer out there, Lucky Charmer, forcing Lucky with the call off.
Yeah, he was just kind of like, just derby. Just going to chill here for a little while.
Not a time to be lackadaisical when Scott Slamilton is the one on the track.
No. I want to confirm something we talked about several jams back. Michael Jensen, he did foul out. He did take 7 trips to the box, and he is no longer in the game. It was made official. So, been a real drought here for Puget, and they're going to respond by sending out Hollywood on this one, going for some power, going for some physical presence out there against Dr. Feelgood. Dr. Feelgood kind of been slowed down here in the second half against Puget.
That's right. Hollywood is a big guy. You know, Texas has got their work cut out for him. He's strong. He's got strong legs. He's strung like ox.
Strong like ox. Well, he's going to take a trip to the penalty box for a track cut. It's just, you can't say it enough. It's these trips to the box that have just murdered Puget. They had a rough go of it in the first half, and the second half has just been an onslaught. Lead jammer Texas is Dr. Feelgood. Now under 10 minutes to go, and Texas is really starting to exert themselves over Puget here, Devils reject.
That's right. We got Kyle Divers to the hit to the inside. That is on the pivot. I believe that is Nugget out there with the pivot star cover.
Power jam continues. Puget does a good job, though. They've really done a really nice job against Dr. Feelgood today. He does have 27 points in this one. More here on this pass once he completes it. They've been very strong. They've been very physical with him. Oh, my. Big shot there from the Puget blocker. That's Nugget, who just pulverizes Dr. Feelgood.
Might be a call there for blocking a down skater, possibly.
We wait to see. Jam ends. 3 points on the board there for Texas. Nothing really shaking there right now. Seems like we're just going to go back to action, so we're not sure. There was one Puget blocker in the box, and that is Thunderstruck. Nope, refs will talk. Refs will chat.
Nope, that's an official review there. Excuse me, official timeout. No official reviews have been taken.
No, you're right. They have not. None in the first half or here in the second.
Which is quite interesting. You know, there's been a lot of discrepancy between all teams involved about, are we using our time efficiently? Are we using the right strategies? Are we using this official review to the best of our ability?
Well, the ladies' game has definitely been working the official review process quite intensely. I think I can't remember a game I haven't seen an official review on the women's side. Not so much here for the men in this MRDA championship. You're watching, of course, on WFTDA.tv. Here in the 4-5 game, the second quarterfinal, of the day. Texas up 164 to Puget Sound 94. Puget had drawn within the teens and then really just could not get out of the power jam nightmare that they were putting Texas in. They had a handful of jams, 4 or 5 in a row. They just could not get any progress. And Texas has really taken advantage, including a 30-plus point jam from Rufio that was part power jam, part even strength. That really made the difference. Checking the point scoring for Texas. It looks like Buster's sitting at 10. Dr. Feelgood with 30. Lucky Charmer with 26. Rufio with 39. And the Enabler with 58.
Kyle Divers now coming into this next jam in that penalty box. He has worked up to 5 penalties as well. So interesting. Keep an eye on the penalties here with 8 minutes remaining in this game.
Yeah, if there now is going to be an official review. And the official review was probably going to be called, I believe, by, yep, it is going to be called by Puget. So we've taken a timeout, a official timeout, and turned it into an official review. So the first official review that we so desperately wanted, we get. Devil's Reject.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure they are listening to us at this point.
I know, it's not, yeah, that's, I mean, why not? It's clear. It's crystal clear. It's on point.
Yeah.
It's on fleek, as the kids like to say.
Yeah, we obviously know all the stuff and the things that are going on right now.
I don't want to be that guy.
No, but what we do know is that MRDA is making some changes.
They are. What are they doing?
Yeah, so with its ever-growing membership expanding worldwide, the MRDA is excited to announce it's going to be holding 3 playoff tournaments, similar to what we've seen the WFTDA do. They're then going to determine who qualifies for the 2016 championships. So 2 playoffs will be held in North America, 1 being held in Europe. You know, we've heard a lot of contention about Europe skaters being able to get fair and equal treatment, and we do love our Europeans.
We're going to hear something. Yep. That was an official discussion that I did not hear all of. I apologize to the fans at home. But we believe it was regarding that last pileup down there in turn 4. Puget, of course, asking for the jammer of record, Dr. Feelgood, to be called for a penalty. I believe low block is the request. We shall see if that is the case. Looking over on the Puget side, point-wise, corporal punishment sitting at 14, Fancy Pants 32, Hollywood with 5 points, Quadzilla with 8, and Scott Slamilton with 35. Haven't had a single jammer really take over. Scott Slamilton has been their most effective jammer, of course. Fancy Pants had a really nice first half, but his second half has been plagued with some penalties. So they're going to be looking for some offense here with just 8.5 minutes left to go in this one. They need to start making a move, as they say, Devil's Reject.
Yeah, Puget Sound most likely being very careful out there fielding Fancy Pants, knowing that he does have 5 penalties on the board.
Yeah, Hollywood is out there with 6. Dylan Bott's out there with 6. Quadzilla out there with 5. Corey Ecklis out there with 5. That I don't need to say what all that means. I think you folks at home are wise enough to know what those kind of penalties can do to your team.
That's right. Nugget at least giving us a great show for the viewers at home. Might need to censor this at some point.
No. All right, so
hide your kids and hide your wife.
Hide yo. We wait to see what's going on. There's a discussion. No, actually, they're gonna getting a lot. There's a lot going on. We're getting word though, and we will pass it along. I did see that the blocker in the penalty box for Puget was removed and was allowed to get back on the track. So Puget's review must have been regarding their blocker and not the jammer for the opposition for Texas. So we are underway here with this jam, and once we get more information about what happened, we'll pass it along. The enabler out there for Texas against corporal punishment for Puget Sound. Battle underway there as they're going back and forth, both walls, very physical. Puget's got 1 blocker advantage. Big hit there from Uncle Jesse McNasty on corporal punishment, sends him down. Corporal punishment jumps right back up again. Enabler tries to find a way, goes in, goes out, gets met there by the pivot for Puget. That's Nugget. Nugget can't hold him. Lead jammer goes to Puget, but it's a quad race as the Texas jammer's out as well. Jam's called off. Devil's Reject, you've got a story to tell us.
That's right, I do. Just in time for that whistle. We found out that the official timeout was to discuss a misconduct call on yellow number 11, Thunderstruck.
Gotcha.
That call was overturned. They determined that Dr. Feelgood was not a down skater at the time that he was hit.
Okay.
So that call was overturned. Then it turned into an official review to talk about an insubordination for our friend Dr. Feelgood, saying that maybe he was using some inappropriate language on the track.
Potty mouth.
No refs heard any bad words, so they overturned it, and that official review was lost.
Okay, well, thank you so much, Devil's Reject. It was wonderful to hear that because we were way wrong in our guesses, like so wrong.
Yep, the wrongest.
Yep, jam underway again, and it looks like Rufio is out there for Texas, and he will be sent back outside, as will Scott Slamilton for Puget Sound. Penalty box is empty, so it's a battle out there. We are now down to 7 minutes, and Puget's really looking for some offense here quickly. Rufio at the front of the pack. He's got 2 to beat. Nugget can't hold him. Lead jammer, Texas. Texas really wants to put the hammer down here and shut the door on any kind of comeback from Puget.
Yeah, Scott Slamilton with that star cover in his hand, slipping past the last blocker to beat, Kyle Divers.
Rufio's going to call the jam off, and he will put no points on the board. But really, at this point, Reject, if you're Texas, you love to see the clock moving.
Right.
Points, great too, but let's get that clock knocked down every single time you can. Long, grinding battle here between these two physical teams. Both of these teams want to advance, of course, to the semifinals. A chance tomorrow, either at 9 or 11, to advance to the championships. Underway. And we have Buster out there for Texas, and he does get lead jammer. So he is out ahead. And that is, I believe, jamming for corporal punishment out there for Puget, but he's been knocked back and he's been recycled. And there's the long, arduous process of going through Texas's wall. Oh, back block's going to be called. I'm going to call that one from the mic on Thunderstruck. Yep, have a seat. As this jam will continue, and Buster will finish his first scoring pass, and they will give him the full 5 points.
Yeah, corporal punishment having a hard time there getting past turn 2. Texas not giving it to him easily. Buster making it around the track.
Yep, second scoring pass. He gets sent out there by Hollywood, who's playing aggressive but cautious. Yep. Nobody touches him on that pass there, and he is free for an additional 5, so a 10-point pass. Looks like corporal punishment did a little star stashing. Oh, nails the apex jump. Does the Texas jammer. 4 points, a 14-0 jam there for Texas, as they are putting the nail in the coffin here, Devil's Reject.
That's right, McGilly. You know, going 6 years into my old age of Derby career.
You're ancient.
I am, prehistoric even. You know, you never stop being amused by apex jumps. They're just
the
so
best.
awesome.
They're the best. Now, don't do that at home, though, kids.
No.
Practice hard.
Yep.
Lucky Charmer out there for Texas. And Scott Slamilton out there for Puget. Scott Slamilton needs a little bit of help. These blockers try to play a little offense. 1 to beat. Lead jammer, Texas. Just taking over here. They're taking over in the pack, taking over in the jam in there, Devil's Reject.
There it was, another beautiful apex jump there by Scott Slamilton. If anyone's going to do it, he is the one.
Lucky Charmer. Oh, my. Looks like Tip and Scott Slamilton are acquainting themselves. Jam is called off. 1 point on the board there for Texas. But more importantly, as we talked about, they are ticking away the clock.
That's right, 178 over 94. Texas pulling away with it. Just over 3 minutes remaining in the second half of this game.
So the differential earlier this season was, what was about 100 points, you said, between these two squads?
Yes, I believe that is correct. It was 186 to 98 back in June.
It's almost a carbon copy, basically. Dr. Feelgood out there jamming for Texas here against corporal punishment. Dr. Feelgood is at the front there, tries to get through this. All 4 blockers. They're in a little triangle formation with a 4th actually helping out. Corporal punishment at the back against that triangle there of Texas. Texas peels off and just kind of holds him back with the pivot. Lead jammer, Texas, Dr. Feelgood.
That's right, Dr. Feelgood feeling pretty good out there on the track right now as he makes his way past.
Let's just make sure he doesn't say anything untoward. Dr. Feelgood does a spin maneuver, goes inside, touches his hips, but not long enough to actually call the attention of the jam ref. So the jam continues, even though it looked like he wanted to call it off. He's back for a second scoring run. Texas is, spin maneuver, but they're going to get him for the track cut. Yep, outside and inside refs call that one. It's going to be a power jam here for Puget Sound. But is it too little too late, Devil's Reject?
That was a star pass we saw by corporal punishment. I don't think Thunderstruck thinks it's too late. He puts a couple points up on the board for Puget Sound and makes his way around the track.
That's right.
Corporal Punishment here doing a great job today. 11 jams in, 0 penalties. Nice apex jump from Thunderstruck.
Finishes the scoring there, and that's going to put Puget up to 99. This will get them over the 100-point barrier, but they are now under the gun time-wise as the period clock is under 2 minutes. That 10 to 12-minute stretch, they just had a rough go against the Texas defense and the Texas Jammers. And now Thunderstruck is being slowed up. Dr. Feelgood is in. Power Jam is over. This is really essentially the scoring pass that Dr. Feelgood did not complete before he went to the box.
G.I. Joel doing a great job holding down the front of the pack, slowing Thunderstruck down, giving Dr. Feelgood the advantage and the ability to put 4 more points on the board for Texas.
Puget's going to add points as well. Looks like they'll add 3. So it will be 186 to 102, down to a minute left to go. Excuse me, they're going to make it 4. So it's going to be 186 to 104. So, barring an 83-point jam, which would be really neat, looks like Texas is going to advance here. And they will go into the semifinals here.
Well, it is Scott Slamilton, so we'll see.
Yeah, my apologies to the Puget fans.
Yeah, don't count these guys out yet.
And out there for Texas is Rufio. And Rufio has a spin to hold on. Quadzilla sends him down. Rufio takes a chance, stays in, does not get lead jammer. Nice job there by Quadzilla reacting once again.
Quadzilla with the chase out there.
Really his eyes feeling better, and that is good to see. Going to be a star stash there by Slamilton, and he uses it to perfect effect to get free. So the period clock now reaches 15 seconds. Jam clock at 1 and some change. Rufio takes a seat. Quadzilla sends him down. It's going to be a bedlam last jam here, looks like. Rufio will finish the inside, through the inside. 5-point pass there.
Yeah, the period clock running out here. 1 minute remaining on the jam clock.
We are at cosmetic points time is what we're at here, folks. As it's now 191 to 104 in favor of Puget Sound. Ryrod and Rufio having a nice one-on-one battle. Just a blocking drill, an aggressive blocking drill. Quadzilla now with the star for Puget. No lead jammer. This jam's got about 30 seconds left to go, so that means this game's got about 30 seconds left to go. Puget looking for a little bit of daylight. Texas is relentless, and finally he does get free. Quadzilla will add 5 in the sky there for Puget. Just about 15 seconds left in this game, in this jam. And Rufio with a nice move to finish a scoring run as well on the front straightaway. 4 points on the board. That will put Texas to the 200-point barrier. And the whistles blow, and that will do it. More points on the board for Puget, but they're not enough. So the team from Texas, with their first ever appearance in the MRDA championships, come in as the 4 seed. They have an incredible regular season. They come in here with a tough physical battle with Puget, a rematch from a game they played earlier this year, and they come away with the win, 200 to 113.